You know, it's funny how we use certain words every single day without ever really thinking about them. The simple ones, the ones we just take for granted. But it turns out even the most basic words can hide these absolutely fascinating stories about how we all communicate. And today, we're going to dig into one of them. So let's just start with a question. How much can one single word really tell us? Like, really? Well, we're about to find out by putting one of the most common words you can think of under a microscope. Okay, let's take the word mouth. We all know it, and a definition is about as straightforward as it gets, right? It's a part of your face you use for eating and talking. Simple, clear, no surprises there. Or so you'd think. Because that simple, everyday definition? Yeah, that's not even half the story. The journey of this one little word gets way more interesting once you start to look just a little bit closer. Okay, now listen to this. Or better yet, say it out loud with me. When mouth is a noun, that th at the end is soft, like a little puff of air. Mouth. But when it's a verb, you add this little vibration in your throat, a buzz. It becomes mouth. It's such a tiny shift in sound, but it signals a complete change in what the word is doing. And here's what it's doing. As a verb, to mouth something means you're forming the words, but there's no sound coming out. You know, like when you're mouthing the lyrics to a song you don't really know. So that tiny little buzz at the end completely changes the word's job in a sentence. But believe it or not, that's still not the most fascinating part. The real secret of this word isn't just in what it means or even how it sounds. It's about where it belongs. So our source, the Simple English Wikidictionary, gives us this little clue. It puts mouth right here alphabetically between mountain and move. Okay, seems normal enough. But right below that, there's this one sentence that just changes everything. And there it is. Mouth is on the Basic English 850 list. Whoa. Okay, so all of a sudden, our simple little word isn't just a word anymore. It's part of a special club, a very, very exclusive list. Which, of course, brings up the big question. What on earth is the Basic English 850 list? And this, right here, is where our deep dive into one word blows up into a much bigger, and honestly, a much cooler idea. This number, 850, represents a super carefully selected foundational vocabulary. These aren't just 850 random words pulled out of a dictionary. No, they were chosen for a really specific and pretty ambitious purpose. See, this list is the core of a system called Basic English, and its whole goal is kind of captured perfectly in its name, to create a system built entirely around simplicity. The main idea is to create a toolkit of just 850 essential words. And this toolkit is meant to do two big things. First, to be a bridge for clear communication between people all over the world. And second, to be a solid starting point for anyone learning English. It's the foundation you can build everything else on. And here's where it all clicks together just perfectly. The very source we've been looking at, the Simple English Wiktionary, is actually a living, breathing example of this whole philosophy. It uses this stripped-down, core vocabulary to define and explain words, making the whole of language more accessible to everyone. And just look at how it works in practice. This table organizes words into these really logical groups. So you see, mouth isn't just floating around on that list of 850 words, it's filed away neatly under head, right there with other essential words like ears, eyes, and nose. This isn't just a list, it's a whole structured system, designed from the ground up to make sense. So this brings us to the bigger picture. Why does this simple, foundational approach even matter? Well, because as it turns out, one single, simple word can connect many, many different worlds. And I am not exaggerating. Get this, the Wiktionary entry for our one simple word, mouth, exists in 90 different languages. Just let that sink in. One concept, one tiny word is shared across a huge chunk of the globe. I mean, just look at this tiny glimpse of that diversity. We're talking Arabic to Mandarin, Spanish to Swahili. Basic English is trying to create a bridge, a common starting point, to connect all these incredible, diverse linguistic worlds. And that's really the heart of it all. Our journey might have started with just one simple word, but it ended up revealing this truly powerful idea. In a world that can feel so overwhelmingly complex, creating a shared, simple foundation isn't about dumbing things down. It's about forging a powerful tool for genuine mutual understanding. So I'll just leave you with this thought to chew on. If a carefully chosen list of just 850 words can form a foundation strong enough to bridge entire worlds, What kind of world are we building with the thousands of words we use every single day?